start with my questions.
Ah, so
Julia.
cute.
You guys, this is Julia, by the way. You guys got to check out her channel. Great teacher, great singer. And let's get into some of these questions that everyone wants to know. So, number one question that I've been asked right now is, how do you increase your singing range? Your singing range, sorry.
Okay. So I'm a big fan of lip trills. So lip trills, if you do a lip trill and you put your hand on your diaphragm, you feel the diaphragm engaging. So it really
Hmm.
helps with engagement of the diaphragm. It helps you with breath support as well, and it sort of helps you with placement. So I tell my students, if you feel lost in terms of placement, just do a lip trill. If you're hitting a high note, for example, so if you want to increase your range, um, let's say I'm hitting, let's say middle C. Let's say that was my limit. If you do a lip trill, so let's say I were to struggle here, I would encourage my students not to push ever, right? But if you do a lip
Yeah,
trill, a quick lip trill, oh, all of a sudden it's easy, right? So yes, when you're at the end of your range and you feel like it's time to go back down, I don't need my larynx to go all the way up here, right? I need to keep my larynx somewhere.
exactly.
But I also don't want to back down. I want to teach my body and my mind that I'll be back. Well, I'm gonna grow some more room and I'll be back. It's not the end.
That's true. Exactly. Another effective thing I've done is to go down, then try again later. So
Yes.
yeah, so give it a little rest, go back. Give it a little rest, go back, and then it's so much easier than
Yeah, like I see it like a car
all
engine.
time.
Oh, sorry, it lagged.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I kind of see it like those cars. Vroom, vroom.
Exactly. Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm, that
That
works.
works.
Okay. Second question is, I guess it's kind of similar. How to belt without cracking in
Um,
your chest voice, like all chest voice for belting, of course, right?
uh, for me, I feel like people have this misconception. They feel like they want to belt, and they think of this like, I need to, I need to belt really loud. I need to yell pretty much, right? So,
Hmm.
me, I like to give them a warm up. Ba 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 ba. It's sort of
Yeah.
it's. I feel like it's a safe way. You're still belt. You're in a chest belt, but there's still somewhat of a little bit of compression, and I'm not ba 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 yelling, right?
Hmm.
I feel like I'm more of a fan of mixing versus belting, and I feel like if you can really work on your mixed voice and all the registers, right? So your head voice, your chest voice, and your middle register, you can create that same belt-like effect in your mix.
Without, yeah.
Yelling. I prefer that. Also, if you learn where your passagios are, where the breaks are. So from chest voice to mix, there's a little break there, the
Hmm.
transition, and then from mixed voice to head voice, there's that other uh,
Yeah.
get it also.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can
That'll help you
you can protect your voice and still keep that larynx, protect that voice box, and not.
have to strain or whatever. Exactly. Okay. That was a good answer. Third, how to sing on key and exercises for this. So this is a tough one. How if somebody is not directly on key or a little tone deaf, how do you fix that? Like, how do you?
Um, it's it's all about ear training, right? I had a student once who he was having a little bit of issues when it came to singing on pitch, and I had him place his hand on his right ear, and I had him place his other hand right in front of his mouth. And what that does is you can hear yourself better. The sound sort of bounces back into the ear, and we notice the difference right away. So whenever I notice that a student is struggling, I have them just do this little gesture, and right away it improves their ear, right?
Yeah.
That ear training, and also for ear training, you can there's apps out there, right, that can help you with pitch. It's good to have a coach, but your coach is not always going to be there to guide you and tell you like, okay, you're off pitch, try that again.
Exactly.
And you can also play like two notes at once and then try to distinguish the two, like which one is the lower note, which one is the high note. So if I play them,
Yeah,
yeah.
that would definitely help with pitch for sure and singing on key. Fourth question: what is the best exercise to clear your voice, in your opinion?
To clear your voice, you mean like if you have
Say you wake up and you have a groggy sounding voice. How do you what exercises would you recommend in that case?
you can start with some vocal fry exercises, like
Mm-hmm.
right. You want to
Yeah.
yeah. You never want to wake up in the morning and start belting, and
Mm-mm.
you want to just go with the flow. It depends the time of day too. I mean, your voice is always going to be better later on in the afternoon or
Exactly.
evening. And when in the morning, I mean, I wouldn't push my voice in the morning, so I would start with a nice vocal fry. And just like you said, work your
Just go for back and forth until you work out those little edges.
yeah, and then do a full warm up. Do a full
For
warm up.
me, I'll
Yeah.
do like like a groggy sound. Like I'll let it be as groggy as possible, even if I crack, and I'll just hum and go as high and as push as loud as I can. Like I'll demonstrate like, and you'll hear that crack. But what that's actually doing is just loosening everything. So when you actually sing and project, it's just all those little kinks are worked out.
And people are afraid of the kinks. They're so afraid of it. I had a student today who we're really he's discovering his mix, and it blows his mind. He's like, I wish I would have learned this when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It's now, but he said, what a lot of us can definitely relate to. He was taught, as soon as you can, go into falsetto. As soon as you can, jump into falsetto.
No, yeah, it doesn't stay in the mix.
Yeah, I mean, if you're an opera singer, I get it, but I mean, the mixed voice, I think it's something that it's like that mysterious register, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a mystery.
No.
Oh no. Okay, let me just finish because I feel like when you talk and you're like, what was I even saying? Like, why was I talking?
Yeah.
I was trying to say is don't be afraid of the kinks. Don't run away from them. We're so afraid of them. So we transition right away into head voice, but don't do
Mm-hmm.
stick with it.
Don't do that. Exactly. And that's the only way you're really gonna ever really clear your voice, because if you're always skipping over, it's like you're
Yeah.
skipping that whole register of your mixed voice, and it's underdeveloped because you never spend time with it, right?
Yeah.
So definitely that's a way to clear your voice. And the last one, what are some rifting questions? Last question, sorry. What are some rifting exercises that you can do uh just on the go, just to make you get better?
There's so many. We were talking about it the other day. Scales.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to different scales. Um, uh, there's the major
Definitely.
scale, like so if you say it in an ah vowel, up.
Yeah.
There's another one that I like to give. Uh, we talk about how upward riffing is not as easy as when we
Yeah.
descending riffs. So I give like a 2-in-1. It's how does it go? I don't remember. Yeah. So I'm ascending, descending. Eh.
Yeah.
So if I start slow, if I go faster and faster, and then you just
Yeah,
on your speed, and yeah,
and work with that.
yeah.
No, that's good. That's definitely takeaway. Just practice skills. Like it's a lot of repetition. Don't you find like you have to almost like repetitively do something over and over until you honestly understand it?
Well, it's you need to be obsessed, obsessed, but in a safe way. Don't get obsessed to the point that you hurt yourself. I don't know if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Get so
Oh
obsessed
yeah.
you you don't listen to your body. You sing until you're sore, and then
No,
you
that's unhealthy. Yeah, in a healthy way.
yeah, in a healthy way. Get obsessed in your car when you're doing the dishes, when you're in the shower.
Yeah, and then do that
Yeah.
exactly. And then after you got it down pat, it just is memory at that point, right?
It's like a language. Once you learn it, it's like you become second nature. And
Exactly. Exactly. All right, Julia. Those are the questions we had. Thank you. We definitely have to do this again.
I hope this answered people's questions. I hope this.
Yes. And if you guys have more questions, make sure you ask us. To find out my responses, go on Julia's page and you'll hear my responses for the questions she's asked me. Um, and now, yeah. Any
Yeah.
last words before we go, Julia?
Um, stay safe.
Stay safe. Yeah, COVID. We have to.
We're all, Skyping, and it's
Hmm.
this way to meet. That's why we're
Exactly.
doing. But yeah, stay safe. And
Stay safe. Yeah. And if you need vocal lessons tips, you make sure you reach out to either one of us. And also use this time to practice if you can. If you got lots of time and you're not doing anything, just spend like an hour, 30 minutes just practicing scales, singing, whatever it is. And then over time, you'll get better. Yeah. All right, Julia.
it was
All
nice.
right, take it. All right, later.
Take care.
Almost.